A vast sense of emptiness built up. There were faint specks of color along the way, but a large triangular sapphire that pointed down was the only thing that I saw. It became clearer and clearer of an appearance. I shuddered with euphoria. I heard a low drone and felt breezy at times. In the final reading, a light, soft pink filled the room. Lighter than the sapphire, which was more of a red color. And I felt warm and content. The mythology of the sacred trees was not made easy to understand. It represented 29 sacred trees. It represented 15, 20, 32. Why some were excluded from the alphabet list, or how multiple sacred plants were combined into one. I understand some references. I don't think I ever heard the music album, but there was a music album referring to the couple weeks around the winter solstice where the sea was smooth. And, that's what I remember from here. I would agree that the 30-letter alphabet is, secondary. And we see some attributes with astrology, what things are in the later Christian versions of the myth, how the names of the letters were the names of trees. Apple, hazel are a whole sacred grove, were things, when cut down, that could be the death penalty, but a person could give a pig to atone for such an offense. Smallage, wild parsley, is it watercress? Is what is meant by infant's fat. So some of the things in references to, some of the horrible claims, it turns out just to be a plant, or something like that. Yeah, there really were human sacrifices and stuff, like the letter tau with the oak tree, and how, Jesus represents that rather than the holly, and, some things aren't as easy to figure out as one might think, in trying to figure out, okay, what part of the myth relates to this part of this myth and that and the other thing. The 32-part bed, we have 7 chief trees, 7 peasant trees, 7 bush trees, and 7 brambles. So in the 15-letter version, all the shrubs and brambles are one. And in the 20, going from the thumb and then the index and then finally the pinky, we have Bahma and then Ludgo and then Nagu, then Suksa, and Nukri, and, fingertip to enter. And more standardly, we have the birch, rowan, ash, alder, willow, hawthorn, oak, holly, hazel, vine, ivy, dwarf elder, silver fir, firs, heather, white poplar, and yew. And yeah, there's a lot of story to all this stuff. And we can refer not just trees, but animals and stuff associated with. The letter for the menstruating woman would be more along the lines of Beth. The Pythagorean dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, was something that people swore on, and it represented the 5 sacred trees. We don't have blackthorn listed as one of these sacred trees. We don't have apple, and yeah, there's some reason why things would be included and excluded. I don't know what to say. I'm going to try to find a version of this book that is the, outside of the realm of copyright issues, so I can read this thing in full. But it's important to think of the more complete version. I'm pathworking here, and yeah, I did get the impression it was a sapphire. Yeah, sapphire usually like a bluer color or something like that, but